domicile. All right, you don't come into another man's house and tell him what he can and can't wear.
Yeah.
I don't.
You don't barge into my series of shipping containers and tell me what I can do with my girls.
What goes on in those shipping containers is between me
Yeah.
and the Russian mobsters I bought those women from. Okay, not you.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about that. There are different reports on whether or not he,
Guy seems like a creep.
Yeah, for sure. Did you?
I can't tell. I genuinely can't tell because I know his persona is an act.
I'm sure there's an extent of it, but he was doing all that shit.
I
right?
think it's hyped up, and that the core of it is there.
Yeah, but he's the one who hypes it up. So like,
oh yeah, but like, I don't know. I you know what? I can't tell where the true Andrew Tate lies. Like Kyle, it might be hyped up a little, but I think he believes 80% of what it's saying.
For sure.
I wish I could remember the instance where he broke character a little, and it was funny. I think they asked him some absurd question. They ask him absurd questions because he gives absurd answers. So they were like, "What if you ever had a daughter?" He's like, "I would disown her." And he's like, "Really? No." What are you talking about? I'd love her and cherish her the rest of my life, or something like that. It was funny though. I don't know that guy, so I try not to judge him. And also, like he hasn't been found guilty of anything, and the legal system that's been going after him is not our good old American legal system that only shoots straight. It's that weird Romanian legal system, some holdover from behind the red curtain, behind some communist fucking oligarchy of who knows what's it. Maybe he just didn't bribe the right people. I bet there's all sorts of corruption going on that could explain away why the Tates are being persecuted in Romania.
Wasn't he there for like a year and a half?
They had him locked up for a minute. They had him held down.
So Romania actually had him locked up? I didn't know.
For like a year in prison. Yeah. Like holding them behind bars.
How'd he get out?
Yeah.
They just let him go.
They just let him go?
I think it turned out the charges didn't come to fruition of some way. I know he's in the U.S. now because Trump invited him and maybe helped with their visa.
Prosecuted. Like he's not free yet, but they gave him his stuff back.
I do love how Florida was like, nah.
Oh, Ron DeSantis is just like.
Did they say get out of here? Or
yeah, Ron DeSantis said you're not welcome here.
And a break with Trump.
I think that's probably the right move. Like,
he's not welcome in Missouri. Are you?
No, he's not welcome in Missouri.
Wow.
What are you? What are y'all? The Show Me State or something?
The Show Me State, yeah.
There's no room in the Show Me State for the Tate brothers and that foul version of pornography.
We have a lot of respect here in Missouri for the Romanian justice system, and so I'll leave it to those guys. But then I've seen Dick Masterson. I've seen Dick Masterson making fun of the whole like attempted Andrew Tate redemption, I guess you would call it, arc. And he just over and over is like he'll see a picture of some like conservative grifter with Andrew Tate like smiling, and Dick every time is like, "You people are the dumbest fucking retards on earth. Just know it's gonna come out that this guy was doing all the shit he was accused of, and then you're gonna have a picture smiling like a fucking retard next to this dude who had a bunch of women in Romanian shipping containers dancing for him." Just like more and more of these people. And I was like, yeah, that seems pretty salient to me. Like, why would you associate with that guy? Why?
Shipping containers aren't cheap.
Retard porn would have been the weirdest one I saw.
Oh, how retarded?
Like the noises were disturbing. So
how retarded were they?
Like Corky from Life Goes On.
Can I recommend if you like retard porn for that reason? I recommend death porn. You get all the same noises, but none of the after coitus guilt.
I didn't want you to get the impression that I liked it. That wasn't. No. I'm not looking for more.
Oh, I know you didn't want me to, but I took it.
Wait, was it like midget porn, where like only one of them was retarded?
Yes, actually.
Now that ethically is a bag of worms. There, they should both be retarded. Yeah, although
that is hotter.
Both of them. The intro to like the porn is like their mom driving and like picking up the other one. Oh, because they can't drive.
So I was hanging out with the boys in Discord, and I won't say who, but a couple of them have infiltrated this like degenerate subreddit and or excuse me, not degenerate Discord. And so they like send us screenshots of what's going on in there, and it's like crazy shit. There's like some dude doing meth with like a fat grandma, and then she's like eating his ass while he jerks off. I'm pretty sure it's like members of the other Discord like that. They're like streaming in the Discord this crazy stuff. It's a wild time over there.
It's gonna get uploaded to Motherless in no time flat.
It feels like though it's happening in Missouri for sure.
Well, we're the land of freedom. If you want to do meth with your fat grandma, here's the place to do it. The meth capital of the world, probably. Central Missouri, at least.
It's always,
I think anywhere where bootlegging used to be a thing, it seems like meth like slid right into there because it's a very similar kind of thing where you can make it in a low class drug in the woods in secret and then make a little cash. So I know like Rabun County, Georgia is a fucking problem.
Yeah.
When I used to play smaller towns in Tennessee, I always had somebody in the meet and greet bring me moonshine.
Yeah.
Was it good?
Well, here's what they were. I was like, I'm going to pour a glass. I remember the first time somebody gave me something. I was like, I'm going to pour a glass. They're like, no. Don't drink a whole glass of this. You'll go fucking blind.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is not something like you drink like 5 glasses of this. This is like grain alcohol. But it was too strong. Man, I'm not a big drinker. I'm more of a drug guy, you know? So it was always a little too strong for me. But somebody always brought it, man.
And are you supposed to mix it? Like dilute it?
Dilute it. I mean, I would. I don't know how they drink it.
They probably dilute it to begin with. They're probably not drinking it straight.
I used to give it to the people in the club, but one of my, we get drugs all the time in the meet and greet. Jacob got, my son, he got these hits of acid from a woman in a wheelchair.
Fuck yeah. They have the best.
Good drugs.
She's
like, I'm not even paralyzed.
Yeah,
that's how good this shit is. Excuse me while I wheel away.
Yeah.
I bet they're loaded.
But yeah, people are very free with their drugs in the meet and greet, which is nice.
The thing you said about going blind from the moonshine, did that was a real thing where like that's if methanol, because ethanol is like what alcohol is, what gets you drunk. If you don't distill it right, you get methanol, and that can like make you go blind. And so, the actual cure, if you drink something with a bunch of methanol in it, is to drink a bunch of ethanol, because that like neutralizes it. And so literally, like Woody, if you took a shot of methanol and you were worried about going blind, like doctor's orders would be like, as soon as you can, you need to chug vodka. You need to get ethanol in your system to counteract the methanol. I thought that was so crazy.
So I used to go off.
Ever met my son?
Yeah, we've had him on
before.
Yeah. What are we talking about? We're on the PKA podcast. Oh yeah.
We're
in Fort Worth. We got a show tonight. He just.
How are you, sir? Love Cars hoodie.
No, it's Lightning McQueen with a diamond grill. What's good?
It's Lightning McQueen with a diamond grill. I love it.
Perfect sign. I have a slightly bit of autism. I don't know what it is.
It looks good. You mesh with your dad in that way.
He keeps trying to tell me he's autistic. You know what I find about his generation? They want to be diagnosed with something.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm coming at it from the other direction. They diagnose me with it.
Woody sees all of that as stolen valor.
That's exactly right.
That is a true thing, though. Like people, like especially the generation below me, even will be like, haha, I have an intense interest in this very popular thing. I'm so autistic, and it's like, no, you're just interested in this thing. That's normal. And it's like, do you like panic at the bank because you're gonna have to talk to the teller? No, you're not autistic. Like, could you sell something to someone? Could you work in sales and have a modicum of success?
How dare
yes.
You?
Well, then
How
you're
dare
not
you
autistic.
shut off those people. It is a spectrum. I'll have you know. I'll have you know.
Well, but you can't.
Ableist.
I do like trains.
Just because you like
normal person. I'm excited to get on a train. Every time we see a train, I'm like, train! Like, fucking.
All right, maybe he is, but
red flag.
Trains are a big one. Yeah.
Closer to retarded than autistic.
I get that.
Yeah. It's just like I think they want a get out of jail free card, because then they can be like, no, I'm not being extremely rude. I'm autistic.
Yeah.
It's like, no, because if you're not autistic, you're just being rude.
Yeah. I mean, but also the rude part is more like leans Asperger's-y, right? And that's just completely blunt. And
Mhm.
I actually enjoy those people.
Yeah, they can be fun.
Yeah, the straight to your face, they say exactly what they think. Those people I tend to like.
Yeah.
They're funny as fuck.
Do they do Asperger's anymore? Is that anachronistic now? Do they even? Is that even a?
They classified Asperger now on the autistic spectrum.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes
Now
sense.
it's Asperger's spectrum disorder. They're just adding fucking words.
I
It's the same shit.
think they're just learning more about the afflictions of the
No,
human mind, Taylor. How dare you? You're one of those anti-science conservatives, aren't you?
Well, so now they're saying
So anti-science.
Asperger's now is just autistic.
Stop the research. That's what Taylor says.
I think it's to be like,
Only some of the research.
We know enough.
I want more research into how to make spaceships go faster.
Yep.
That's a good research that everyone can enjoy because now we can film it. More research on, I would say, getting to the moon again, but skip the fucking moon, straight to a better planet again.
Dudes in Texas sent a rover
Well, not
up
again.
there
We haven't
last
done
week.
it before, but
Yeah, I feel like the moon is an easy shot at this point.
they've you'd think fucking so, but they keep delaying it. They keep not going back.
I think that the last time we went to the moon, we were very do or die about it.
1972.
And now we're very like, hey, if we spend $100 billion, let's not kill 6 of our guys on global TV. So there was a big risk the first time, but I don't think we need to take the risk again. It seems sketchy. And look, we can't even get those astronauts back that are in low Earth orbit right now. They've been up there for like a year or something. They've got families back home. Those people are having a meltdown, and they're getting
We could
squished
easily
politically.
get them back. We can't get them back alive.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
How do we get them back? So we literally can't get them back alive.
Elon has to go get them in his Starship, and they scrubbed the mission that was supposed to take off this week to get them. Something happened, so it's delayed another week.
Those dudes are definitely looking at motherless.
But the only people who could look,
Dude, what if the Republican legislation reached to the ISS, so they're just trying to jack off, and then they get that lady scolding them? That's how you lose our whole program. They're going to get AWOL, start shooting out the windows.
No jerking off in space.
Look that up, somebody? What's the International Space Station's IP address grounded at? Like, where do they call home? Like you know what I mean? Like, where
Houston?
Where is it?
Maybe.
But I mean, they're 100
if so,
miles up,
Texas
just going around and around. They're making laps.
Could they get really good Starlink?
Well, they wouldn't. Starlink is about bouncing the signal from the Earth up to there and then getting it out to other people. You wouldn't need Starlink to do that. You could just send the signal to them. I'm just asking, like, if you did use the Wi-Fi on the space station to log into a porn site, where does the porn site think you're logging in from?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe
What's your
they
IP
can't,
address?
maybe they have to like bring their own like magazines or something, or like a thumb drive. A thumb
Whacking
drive.
material on the space station?
You
You
think
crazy?
they're making astronauts jerk off to magazines?
Not magazines. You get a little
the rule.
drive, a
You know
personal
the rule.
value.
You gotta swallow
drive.
it. You can't have that floating around.
Can't be.
Yeah,
floating
you
around.
can.
No,
They've
no,
got
they-
ways, because otherwise one sneeze would be a
It's a
cataclysm.
closed loop of water. You cannot be losing those loads, especially not locking load voluminous loads. Like after a while, you'd be running low on station water if you don't consume those loads.
You just slowly deplete the system of like zinc.
I
Yeah.
enforce the same rule in this house. Not be swallowed.
Not a drop shall be spilled. My seed is precious.
That's a very like grew up in the Great Depression style of like blowjobs. Like, don't you waste it.
You just gave me the worst mental image of my grandmother ever.
Oh.
Just
With
give it.
no
And back
sound
then,
like
we
you
swallowed every load because you never knew when the next one was coming.
Well, it was the Dust Bowl, and they were
That's
sloppy
actually what-
blowjobs. I'll tell you, I won't lie.
The Dust Bowl is actually what my grandfather called my grandmother's pussy.
She hated it. Really awkward Thanksgivings.
Made for
I
weird
think-
Thanksgivings, but it was funny for us as kids.
Did the Dust Bowl happen because of the lack of crop rotation?
I don't fucking know. I would believe you if you said it did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my understanding. I think that we didn't rotate our crops. We grew too much corn or too much wheat or whatever somewhere, and they sucked all the nitrogen out of the soil or something like that. And then the soil turned to dust and blew away after the drought. And then it was an absolute ecological disaster that lasted for years in the Midwest.
Google AI says it was a prolonged drought, poor agricultural practices, so perhaps, and high winds.
Okay.
How long did that last?
Years. If you watch the movie Interstellar, which is the premise for Interstellar, for the reason that they need to find a new planet is a blight that is slowly mutating from crop to crop and eliminating them, and so now they're living on corn, and because they're living on corn, they're running into those same agricultural practices, which is not rotating your corn with other crops, and so they're sucking all of one nutrient out of the soil, not replacing it at all, and soon the soil is going to turn into that Dust Bowl environment. And so they used images and I think historical footage from the original Dust Bowl in that movie, but when people were referring to like how the new Dust Bowl was, it's a fun little part of Interstellar.
I looked it up. Lasted from 1930 to 1940, although 34 to 36 was the height of it.
Already dealing with the depression, right? Can you imagine? Like you're already dirt fucking poor, and then the dirt blows away.
Yeah, and you can't even like have beer because alcohol is illegal. What an awful time.
Oh, they had beer.
I think of that as the 20s. When was alcohol legal?
Yeah, prohibition was earlier.
Was that over by the 30s?
I don't know. I'm not calling you wrong. I thought maybe you
think
knew.
so.
Oh, never mind then. I guess they could drown their sorrows of their fucking dusty plane they're living in.
Plus, I think it was